There you go.
Very good. Thank you so much. Welcome, everyone. This is Chairman Taylor. I will call the meeting of the Metro Beer Board to order. I have 12:02. Hope everyone is well. First thing I'm going to do today is to call roll to verify that we do, in fact, have a quorum. I'll ask the board members, if you are online, to unmute your lines. If you have some background noise, to mute them unless you have a question. In attendance today, Ms. Jarman, are you with us? Mr. Bellamy?
Present.
Mr. Conway? Mr. Perlin?
Here.
Ms. Spalding?
Here.
Ms. Fox?
Here.
Very good. We have 5 today. We do have a quorum. Take a moment and let Mr. Garth, the board legal counsel, explain to us why we are still permitted to have these meetings via the medium of Cisco WebEx. Mr. Garth.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This meeting is permitted to be held in an electronic format under the Governor's Executive Order 16, as continued in its current iteration under Executive Order 78, as long as the board determines that the business conducted by the board is essential business. As such, I would recommend that a motion be made that the business before the board is essential business, that the board chooses to meet in an electronic format, and that all board rules and regulations to the contrary be waived.
Very good. Thank you. To the board, I'll entertain a motion as requested by Mr. Garth.
So moved, Joe Perlin.
A motion, do I have a second?
Second, Bailey Spalding.
Thank you. A motion, have a second. Any discussion? As I call your name, I'll entertain your vote, yay or nay on the motion. Mr. Bellamy.
Yay.
Mr. Perlin.
Yay.
Ms. Spalding.
Yay.
Ms. Fox.
Yay.
Thank you. 4 in favor, none against. Motion passes. We are still able to do the meeting as planned. Next, I will entertain a motion to approve the minutes from the previous meeting.
So moved, Fox.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second, Bailey Spalding.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? As I call your name, I'll entertain your vote on approval of the minutes. Mr. Bellamy.
Yay.
Mr. Perlin.
Yay.
Ms. Spalding.
Yay.
Ms. Fox.
Yay.
Thank you. I'm going to read a memo regarding appeals. If you're not satisfied with a decision of the Metropolitan Beer Permit Board regarding your application or your hearing, you may appeal the decision to the Davidson County Chancery or Circuit Court pursuant to the requirements set forth in TCA 57-5-108. The decisions of the Metro Beer Permit Board take effect on a date to be determined by the board. However, you may file an appeal within 60 days of the date of entry of the board's decision. We advise that you seek your own independent legal advice to ensure that your appeal is filed in a timely manner and that all procedural requirements have been met. Next on the agenda is the following applications appear to be in order to be granted. Number 1, Different Class LLC, the Rosemary and Beauty Queen. That's a delivery curbside. Number 2, Publix Tennessee LLC, Publix number 1732. 3, Palmside Ram LLC, Avid Hotel Nashville Airport. 4, Sonesta International Hotels Corporation, Sonesta Nashville Airport. 5, Publix Tennessee LLC, Publix number 1665. Number 6, Apiece LLC, Apiece. 7, SP Grand LLC, the Continental. 8, R Bar LLC, R Bar Catering. Number 9, R-Bar LLC, R-Bar Catering, that's the caterer permit. Number 8 was an on-premise permit. Number 10, Moonshine Diner LLC, the Mockingbird Nashville, the delivery curbside. Number 11, Boat Key LLC, Tansuo, delivery curbside. Number 12, Chohan LLC, Chohan Ale and Masala House, that's the delivery curbside. Number 13, IRH TRST Concessions LLC, Element Nashville, Vanderbilt West End. 14, ILS Inc., I Love Sushi. 15, Positive Push Productions LLC, Sandbar Nashville. 16, Positive Push Productions LLC, Sandbar Nashville, that's delivery curbside. Number 17, Chattable LLC, Chattable, that's the delivery curbside. 18, GBLL Holdings LLC, Go Puff number 394. 19, Yoshi Sushi and Thai Inc., Yoshi Sushi and Thai. Those appear to be in order to be granted based on staff recommendations. I'll entertain a motion to do so.
So moved, Joe Perlin.
With a motion to grant, do I have a second?
Second, Bailey Spalding.
Thank you. Any discussion? Hearing none, those in favor, please signify by saying yay as I call your name. Any opposed? Nay. Mr. Bellamy.
Yay.
Mr. Perlin.
Yay.
Ms. Spalding.
Yay.
Ms. Fox.
Yay.
Motion passes. Those permits are granted. Staff will most likely email those permits out to those new permit holders. And we would ask that you display them appropriately according to rules, regs, and the law. Next up on the agenda, based on staff recommendations, the following applications will be deferred indefinitely due to missing documents. Do understand that once you submit the necessary and required documents, staff does have the ability to issue temp permits until the board approves a permanent permit. So number 20, 7-Eleven Inc., 7-Eleven 41044H as in Henry. 21, 7-Eleven Inc., 7-Eleven number 41045H. 22, Rolf Eagle LLC, Bulk. 23, Barrique Brewing and Blending LLC, Barrique Brewing and Blending. 24, Friends of Shelby Park and Bottoms, Cornelia Fort Pickin' Party, Friends of Shelby Park. 25, 7-Eleven Inc., 7-Eleven 41084H. 26, Barreria Taqueria Arandas Company, Barreria Taqueria Arandas. 27, Schulte Catering Nashville Airport LLC, Schulte Catering Nashville Airport. 28, JS Young Enterprise Corp., La Mexicana Market. 29, 7-Eleven Inc., 7-Eleven 41083H. 30, W Hotel Management Inc., W Nashville. 31, W Hotel Management Inc., W Nashville. That's a caterer permit request. 32, Saigon Cafe LLC, Saigon Cafe. 33, 7-Eleven Inc., 7-Eleven 41054H. 34, 7-Eleven Inc., 7-Eleven 41070H. 35, Bold Patriot Brewing Company, LLC, Bold Patriot Brewing Company. 36, 7-Eleven Inc., 7-Eleven 41068H. 37, 7-Eleven Inc., 7-Eleven 41069H. 38, 7-Eleven Inc., 7-Eleven 41081H. 39, NBH Partnership, NBH Partnership. 40, Friends of the Warner Parks Inc., Friends of Warner Park. 41, Schrock Enterprises, City Limits Bakery and Cafe. Staff recommendation is for indefinite deferral of those I just read. Entertain a motion to indefinitely defer.
So move, Joe Perlin.
Thank you, Mr. Perlin. Do I have a second?
Second, Fox. Jinx.
Ms. Fox, I will record you as the second. Thank you. Any discussion on those? Hearing none, I'll entertain your vote as I call your name. Mr. Bellamy,
Yay.
Mr. Perlin, Mr. Perlin.
Yay.
Thank you, Ms. Spalding,
Yay.
Ms. Fox.
Yay.
Thank you very much. Motion passes. The next section, next up on our agenda today are complaints. I will take these as I generally do. I will read the permit holder and the staff recommended penalty, and we will take those in one motion at the end, unless there are ones that folks want to pull out for discussion purposes specifically. I will say that I would like to, I'm going to pull out number 46, number 47, and number 48, as it's the same permit holder for discussion purposes after I read the other ones. Are there any others that anyone needs to or prefers or wishes to pull out for discussion purposes? Hearing none. Number 42, Ashraf Sobi Habib, Dickerson Road, Sitco. Staff recommends a $1,500 civil penalty. 43, Behavia LLC, Galbraith ShopRite, $2,000. Number 44, Dolgen Corp, Dollar General number 11816. Staff recommends a hearing. 45, AARAL Inc., Baker's Market, $1,500. 49, Taqueria El Tapatio Inc., Taqueria El Tapatio, $3,000. Number 50, El Cubalete Mexican Restaurant Inc., Fonda Cubalete Mexican Restaurant, $2,000. 51, Max Convenience Stores LLC, Circle K, $1,500. 52, Waldo's Chicken Germantown LLC, Waldo's Chicken Germantown, $2,500. 53, 404 Management Group LLC, 404 Bar and Grill, $2,000. 54, El Rodeo Mercado Latino 2 LLC, El Rodeo Mercado Latino 2, $3,000. 55, Trinity Cafe Inc., Trinity Coffee, staff recommend $2,000 civil penalty. 56, Sichuan Hot Pot and Asian Cuisine Inc., Sichuan Hot Pot and Asian Cuisine, $3,000. 57, 7-Eleven Inc., Tiger Market number 41079H, $2,500. 58, Maria Susana Placencio La Cocina Dominicana Restaurant, $3,000. 59, Las Cazuelas Mexican Grill Inc., Las Cazuelas Mexican Grill, $3,000. 60, Kroger Limited Partnership 1, Kroger L589, $1,500. 61, Hojo Inc., Korea Barbecue and Sushi, $2,000. 62, Aldi Inc., Aldi number 50, $1,500. And there's a deferred trial next. So I'll entertain a motion to issue citations as read.
So move, Joe Perlin.
Thank you, Mr. Perlin. Do I have a second?
Chris Bellamy, second.
I have a motion. I have a second. Any discussion on those I just read? Hearing none, I'll entertain your vote in the form of yay or nay as I call your name. Mr. Bellamy,
Yay.
Mr. Perlin,
Yay.
Ms. Spalding,
Yay.
Ms. Fox,
Yay.
thank you. Any additional discussion? I'm sorry. My bad. I'm thinking ahead. Four yays, no nays, motion passes and citations will be issued as read. As I said earlier, I wanted to pull out for discussion purposes, number 46, number 47, and number 48. Number 46, Meshreki, Egyptian Latino Market. Staff recommended penalty is 6,000. Number 47, same permit holder. Staff recommended penalty is 3,000. And number 48, the same permit holder. Staff recommended penalty is 1,000. Before we voted on that, I just wanted on the record and potentially for board discussion to hear from staff as to the number and the degree of the penalties that we're seeing on this matter for this permit holder. Mr. Director, is that you?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Chair. I just briefly wanted to inform the board on that one. It is a significant civil penalty that we're recommending. This particular matter was referred to us from the Metro Police Department on February 23rd, and we added them to our list for underage beer enforcement. So we visited there based upon some findings and allegations that the police department sent to us regarding some of the business activities taking place there. And during our visit on March the 9th, they sold to both of our underage informants. Both times they failed to review the identification as required by law. We found that beer was being consumed on the premises there, and also they sold cigarettes to one of our informants as well. And then 47, we went back and visited there a few days later, and they sold to our underage informant once again, and in that case. And then we went back on looks like March the 16th, and they sold cigarettes in that case as well. Or I think we found that they were selling individual cigarettes in that case, which is, as we've discussed in previous cases, that's a criminal offense in that case. So we're recommending $1,000 in that particular one.
Okay. Any questions from the board for the director on those explanations? And I will thank you, Mr. Director, for that explanation.
Thank you.
This is Fox. I have a question.
Ms. Fox, go ahead.
Okay. Director, do you know if every time they went back, these were different individuals selling, or at the front doing what they were doing, or was it the same individual? Any idea?
That I would probably have to speak with our inspectors about that. They're actually out right now doing an operation at the moment, but that's something I can provide to you later, if that's okay.
Okay, and one more question. So do they take into consideration the first offense when they were first there, February 23rd, that what they were doing wrong, and was it explained to them?
We do explain to them every time that we have a violation like this. One of our inspectors will go in and fill out the report, and they'll explain it to the individual that's there, that's the manager, and explain to them what took place and what our findings are.
Okay. Okay, and obviously, I mean, they, it tells us that they didn't make any moves to correct the situation.
Right, and I think another important factor to consider is that the police department referred it to us because they believed there was criminal activity taking place on the premises.
Understood. Thank you, Director.
Thank you.
All right, good. Any other questions? Hearing none, then for number 46, Egyptian Latino market, the staff recommended penalty once again is $6,000. For number 47, same permit holder, Egyptian Latino market, for a different violation on a different date. The staff recommended penalty is $3,000. And number 48 on the agenda, same permit holder, Egyptian Latino market, for yet another violation on a different date. Staff recommends $1,000 civil penalty. I'll entertain a motion to issue those citations as read.
So moved, Joe Perlin.
Chris Bellamy, second.
Thanks, gentlemen. Okay, now any discussion on the motion or any additional questions on the matter? Hearing none, as I call your name, I'll entertain your vote. Mr. Bellamy? Mr. Perlin?
Yay.
Ms. Spalding?
Yay.
Ms. Fox?
Yay.
4 yeas, no nays, motion passes. Again, thank you, Director, for that explanation.
Thank you.
Appreciate the need to specifically pull those out. I think we just needed some additional understanding on why those were outside what we might deem our normal citation range, and I just wanted to get that on the record. So thank you again. Number 63 is really a deferred trial. Nashville Palace Partners LLC, the Nashville Palace, the citation was issued. They requested a deferral and have since paid the civil penalty. So on that matter, I would entertain a motion that for the Nashville Palace, number 63 on the agenda, that we accept the civil penalty paid for that matter.
Chris Bellamy, second.
Joe Perlin, second.
Thank you, gentlemen. Any discussion? As I call your name, I'll entertain your vote to accept payment. Mr. Bellamy?
Yay.
Mr. Perlin?
Yay.
Ms. Spalding?
Yay.
Ms. Fox?
Yay.
Thank you very much. Motion passes. Director, Administrative Matters, Executive Director's report. I'll turn it over to you.
Great. Thank you, Mr. Chair. If you would, I sent you all emailed you a copy of the Executive Director's report last night. And I think the way that I decided to start presenting it to you all moving forward is that, I used to go over just the revenue report, but I felt like that maybe didn't give you the entire scope of everything that we do on a monthly basis. And so I thought it would be a good idea to really go through and break it out into a daily summary. And so it's a long report, it's 34 pages, but I'm just going to focus on the summary at the beginning as well as the revenue at the beginning. And then if you want to see the numbers that make it up on a day-to-day basis, you can feel free to review that. But I think during the day meetings, I'll provide this report each month. And then during the night meetings, I'll just give you a brief overview of the revenue. But quickly on the overall summary, last month, we brought in $4,848.83 in privilege taxes. That accounted for 51 privilege tax payments and 65 temporary permit payments as well. And then applications, we had 50, we received 50 applications last month, which brought us to $12,500 for the month in applications. We received 17 on-sale applications, 19 off-sale, 3 on and off-sale, 1 wholesale, 2 special event applications, 5 delivering curbside applications, and then 3 catering applications as well. And then civil penalties, we received $56,500 in civil penalties last month, which brought the monthly total to $73,848.83 in total revenue that we brought in last month, which is a really good month. And then regulatory, as far as mask enforcement, our inspectors worked 256.5 hours of work on mask enforcement for the mask enforcement operations downtown. They also conducted 158 regulatory inspections. And then we had 8 underage enforcement operations that we conducted, and we found that there was a 15% sale rate in those operations, which is about right where we feel comfortable with that. We'd like it to be between 10 and 15%. And then on the repeats, we typically see about a 10% sale rate on those. And then they also conducted 2 pre-inspection measurements, and then conducted 1 training as well. And then the next section, customer service. My hope is that next month I'll be able to provide you with the number of phone calls each month. But emails, we had 320. That just accounts for the beer board email account that we have. That doesn't count all of the emails that we all receive from our individual email accounts. So that's just 320 that came into our the beer board email account. And then miscellaneous, I counted that under mask enforcement meetings. I attend those every Monday and Friday morning with the different agencies involved. I attended 8 of those throughout the month of March. And then we also conducted 6 staff meetings as well. And then the next section, I've already gone over this, but it's just the year-to-date revenue review, and we've brought in $632,540.41 through April the 5th. And you can see that we've made about 86% of our application projections, 96% of our privilege tax payments, and then we're at 143% of our civil penalties as well. And after that, you can see our day-to-day breakdown that we have. And I also included, also included the all of the underage operations that we have. I included all 8 of those on there as well, so you can see that on the day-to-day. But I'm happy to answer any questions you might have, and hopefully you could hear me over the barking dog and the yelling child in the background.
Director, thank you.
Thank you.
If I may put words in your mouth, when you say that you would like to see underage sale rate at 10, somewhere between 10 and 15%, I think we'd all like to see that at 0. I think let me put words in your mouth. Say your expectation is 10 to 15% based on history. Not that you would like to see that. So
yes, that would be.
We know that's what you meant.
Yes.
We'd prefer seeing 0. Any questions from the board to the director? Director, I have 2 questions. How much do we currently charge for temp permits?
That is $8.33.
Okay. And next is the privilege tax payments as we are in April. Ideally, those, and by law, those should be paid, I think, by the end of January.
Correct.
We do have the ability to really track those down and issue fines for those folks who have not paid yet.
Right.
How does that look in the enforcement of the privilege tax payments? Understanding that some of those probably aren't in business anymore, and you just have to get to the point of discovering that. But where do we stand in the privilege tax category?
We do have about 150 that remain outstanding, and that's something that the team and I have been discussing about the need to send out the final notice to those that remain outstanding. We typically do that following the last week or the last day of January, and this year we've provided them with a little bit of extra time, just given the circumstances with the pandemic. So but we do expect that to go out before the next meeting. So we'll have a better idea on how many are outstanding at that point as well. But at the moment, it appears to be around 150 or 160.
Okay. So is it reasonable that by our next day meeting, its first meeting in May, we'll have a much better idea of where this stands? And is it in, have you guys discussed at what point do we approach the idea of issuing citations for those who have not paid those? Because again, that's a statutory law. It's a state law
Right.
that has to be paid annually.
Right.
They can't operate without that. Technically, should not be operating without the privilege tax payment.
Right. And it, I think once we send that, this final notice out, they have 10 days from the date that they actually receive it. So we'll have to send it out certified mail and then record that. And then if they don't pay it within the 10 days of receiving it, then we'll provide you all with a list of those who have not met that timeline. And then we'll issue a citation, assuming the board approves that.
Okay, very well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions from the board for the director? Director, any additional comments from you?
Nothing at this time. I'm glad we have a regular day meeting now. So no additional hearings today.
That is good. Very well. Well, then if there are no other questions from the board, and without objection to an adjournment, is there any objection?
Not for me.
Folks, I have 12:35 on my laptop clock. We stand adjourned. Thanks everyone for being here today.
Thank you, guys. Take care.
See ya.